Salutations, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. I'm Grega, and today we're talking about the House of Mouse, Disney. The hits just keep coming for Disney, and not the kind of hits that are going to bolster the company's bottom line. Although they do have a rare these days box office win in the form of Inside Out 2. Apparently that's doing pretty well financially. Although the other side of the news cycle that I am certain that Disney is not so enamored and thrilled with is that one of their executives has fallen prey to one Mr. James O'Keefe, or at least one of James O'Keefe's undercover reporters. James O'Keefe, of course, is from Project Veritas, or formerly from Project Veritas. Now he has his other company, O'Keefe Media Group, which does the same sort of undercover video journalism that he did with Veritas. And the expose that he recently dropped has this guy, Giordano, dropping some bangers. And in these bangers, Giordano says that Disney discriminates against whites, particularly white men, in their hiring practices. We already kind of knew that. There's some written evidence in their Reimagine Tomorrow program that indicates this, but to hear it from the horse's mouth is really something else. So we're just going to play the beginning of this. This is quite a long video. I encourage you guys to watch the rest of it at your leisure, but the meat and drink of it is right at the beginning, and I'll periodically pause it just to offer some commentary.
Certainly, there have been times where, there's no way we're hiring a white male person.
Just kind of unspoken.
There are times when it's spoken, but
how would they say it?
There's no way we're hiring a white male person. They'd say
like straight to you, or okay?
They'd be very careful how they message that to agents.
According to these videotapes, Disney blatantly discriminates against white men in particular.
I think I'm sort of well prepared for it. I'm well positioned for it. But as far as Disney's concerned, I'm a white male. That's not who they're looking to promote at the moment.
As a white guy, even Michael has his own doubts about the possibility for advancement for himself at Disney. In fact, Michael actually got to experience Disney's discrimination against white males firsthand.
I've been at the company 11 years now, so I have friends in HR and I have friends in those divisions, and they're like, look, nobody else is going to tell you this, Mike, but they're not considering any white males for the shop. They're just not. That's not who they want.
They even passed over.
So one thing I just want to point out is that Giordano has been not let go per se, but he's taking a leave of absence basically until this all blows over. Now, if they permanently fire him, I wonder if he will flip on Disney and testify to some of their illegal hiring practices. Just a thought. I don't know if that's going to happen, but he has he's taking a vacation right now.
Over a qualified half-black person for a promotion because they didn't look black enough.
We wanted to hire somebody in the department a few years ago now who was half-black but didn't appear half-black. And there was a creative executive who was like, we're not, that's not what's wrong. They wanted somebody in meetings who would appear a certain way, and he wasn't gonna bring that to the meeting.
There you go. They wanted someone who was going to appear a certain way. This tells you everything you need to know about Disney as a company. They are a company concerned with looking good rather than being good. Elon Musk was absolutely right at that New York Times event where he very pointedly called out Bob Iger. Now, he was talking more broadly, I think, about other companies who have gone woke and are doing the whole DEI thing. But Elon Musk, he said that he's sick of these companies pretending to do good, or they're concerned with appearing good while doing evil. And that is just clearly represented here. This is just exactly what Elon Musk was talking about there. Let's continue this.
And it kind of feels like we're, at some point there's going to be a lawsuit. That's kind of how it feels, just because of,
And that is a lawyer talking. So how does Disney explain pushing these discriminatory practices they use code words and buzzwords?
I'm guessing that there's a acceptable code words and buzzwords that are used to explain what they're looking for. They might say something like, you know, look, we're not looking at like the usual suspects for this job. You know? So it's like not like a legally actionable thing, but everybody knows what it means.
So he says that using these code words and not explicitly saying what they're looking for, but it's just kind of implicitly understood, that's not legally actionable. Look, I'm not an attorney yet, so maybe it's not legally actionable, but the thing is, there is a pending lawsuit against Disney. There was a federal complaint that was filed in February by it's America First Legal. It's headed by Stephen Miller, the former Donald Trump advisor. I'm covering the headline of this article here, but it says America First Legal files federal civil rights complaint against the Walt Disney Company for illegal race and sex discrimination. So this was filed in February, and they have a lot of receipts in this article breaking down what the federal complaint is about. These receipts are from the Reimagine Tomorrow campaign, and it outlines what Disney's inclusion standards are. These are the inclusion standards that Disney productions need to meet. They need to meet at least one of these. And each of these standards have some of these bullet points including 50% people from underrepresented groups, which is basically shorthand for not white people. So this is clearly illegal. Again, I'm not an attorney, but you can't hire based on one's skin color, one's race. So having this in writing, really bright, Disney. And if you're Stephen Miller and America First Legal, this James O'Keefe expose is just a gift from God. I guarantee you that this clip is going to be used as this case gets fought. The lovely thing about having clips like this one here is that this is incontrovertible evidence that Disney discriminates in its hiring practices. Sensible people already had an inkling that this was happening, but it's nice to have this hard evidence. And, you know, when people like wokesters and Disney apologists and hell, even centrist fence sitters accuse you of seeing wokeness in everything with regards to Disney, show them this clip and tell them to get bent. And I cannot wait for more of this to come out, because this is James O'Keefe and he does the drip, 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 slow release strategy. So there's more where this came from, and I will be covering this on this channel. So stay tuned for more. Thank you for watching. I'm Grega, and you all look after yourselves. Cheers.